Hey, this is the podcast where the Riot talks about so much food.
Basically, a lot of food. And we've already heard from several people of us talking about food has led to them going and getting the food this morning.
So many people are eating.
We're sorry if this triggers like nuggets or something for you. We apologize.
Well, that's what it comes down to. I actually didn't put it all in either. And I think we only talk about McNuggets once in this podcast.
In the real show,
in the show. There's so much McNugget stuff in the show that you didn't hear live.
Oh, that's so funny you didn't put it all in there.
Well, I was like, basically, we talk a bunch about the McNuggets, and then we made it our question of the morning, which stretched it out for a long time.
Well, for the Nuggets, that is because we're coming up on our Riot anniversary show. Normally, you might be a podcast listener, and you're like, I wonder what they're really like. You can actually watch us host a show on Facebook, our RadioU Riot and our RadioU pages. If you go ahead and make sure to just like both of the pages, and then get notified so that on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, you can watch us host an anniversary show.
Won't that be nice?
And we're going to be doing the Szechuan dipping sauce. Hopefully. I mean, you've got to go get it first.
We don't have it yet.
That's today's responsibility.
Yeah. Other stuff in the show today, it is National Pancake Day, so we tell you how you can get some free pancakes. We talk about musicals, CBS Sports.
You're going to like the musical one.
We also talk about DJ, who's been playing Monster Hunter a lot. Hair, emotional support casseroles, killing printers, and ATV riding, but naked.
Butt naked?
No, pero. In addition to, it's a conjunction.
Yes. I was like, it is butt naked, but it's also mostly riding an ATV and you're naked.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
So.
That was confusing.
It's fine.
Don't forget again, RadioU and RadioU Riot. If you make sure to follow us on Facebook, get ready for our anniversary show on Thursday.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. Radio U.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Just pull the thing. It's like we can't.
Look at the number.
Not do it.
What's the number?
9.
9? 9! You can't pull. It's 9.
You can. I can't keep doing it.
You will do it.
It's work every day. Well, good morning,
Nikki,
everybody.
What is this? Is this vacation?
True, but it's a different sort of work.
Is this a trip? Are we having a fun time together?
I feel like I'm just having a quiz every morning.
That's right.
And we have to get it right.
You know what? I think I'm going to leave it in there because what it does is it keeps us on our toes.
True. You never know when it's going to come out, and then we all have to just...
We have to be ready to clap.
And
you know
with
what?
it.
I feel like battling the resentment is part of the challenge. So we just have to keep at it.
If not, I'll remember number 9. That's what that is.
We got to stay strong. We got to push through. It's a metaphor for our lives. That's what it is. Because at first when we got it, we were unsure. Then we were really excited. And then it was a rhythm.
Now we're over it.
And now we're over it. And now we hate it.
Now we just don't want it to be there, but you never know when it'll pop up.
Man, you know what? Who would have known that particular piece of music would be such a lesson in life and the human condition?
True.
Like we've all learned something. And I like the fact that we didn't learn it just because someone told us. It was a process. And we all went through the process together. Now, Nikki, we have to figure out, can we reach a point of redemption?
Where we excited again?
Where we train ourselves to be excited about it, even though, our instinct is to not like it.
I don't know.
Maybe it can become our song. It's our song now.
We can never recover. Maybe ever.
The three of us, me, you, and that song are going to counseling. And we're going to talk about recapturing the magic.
One of the only things left that isn't owned by Disney. The Riot on Radio U.
So, hey, last night I texted Nikki because yesterday the Szechuan sauce became available at the McDonald's.
Yes, this is the one where it was last year when they came out as a special thing with Rick and Morty, not with them in conjunction, but because of the show, and they had 2 packets at 1 McDonald's per city, and mutiny was had.
It was actually kind of rough to watch because, as Nikki said, they had people lining up hundreds of people at one location for 10 packets.
When Eric stopped by, it was like 400 deep, and no one's getting that many packets.
And what I love is the way it all turned a corner, because it started out, as a joke on Rick and Morty. McDonald's sent the Rick and Morty guy a barrel of the sauce. It was like a big tub of it. And then after McDonald's goes to all this effort to put it back out into stores, the Rick and Morty guy's like, just to let you know, we don't have anything to do with this. It's like, everybody hates McDonald's. Don't hate us.
Don't hate us. We have nothing to do with it. So, fast forward back to present time.
Right.
And they came out with the sauce again, but in this time, everywhere. Every McDonald's should have it.
Yeah, they should. So my only concern was this, is that every McDonald's should have it, but I don't know for how long.
Sure.
And so Nikki and I have got this little shindig happening on Thursday night. And we
decided, what should we eat during the shindig?
And we decided that it should definitely be Szechuan sauce.
We're going to have nuggets.
Yeah, we are.
I thought we should have all of the sauces. We should have a dipping sauce thing. I still have the Sriracha Big Mac dipping sauce in my fridge.
Really?
I can bring one of those in. We can do a honey one. We can do a sweet and sour. Let's just do a taste test of all of them.
I really appreciated your genuine enthusiasm about it.
I am.
Nikki's not playing, guys. It's real.
We got a good time now on Thursday.
Well, my only concern is, when you go in, they'll charge you for sauces, but if you ask, they'll just give them to you. You can pay the 25 cents or whatever and get them, right?
Sure, I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to find out.
If you just ordered a thing of nuggets, we could just always, we'll go through a couple times. Is there a 6-piece or a 4-piece or?
Is there can we get a thing?
Whatever's the smallest piece, and then we'll just keep ordering.
So, what do you think the other sauces are? We know there's sweet and sour.
That's all I've ever ordered.
There's barbecue.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. And they used to do a honey mustard, but it was not technically a McNugget sauce. The honey mustard was for one of their wraps or something like that, but they would give it to you, but I don't know if they still do. Let's see, McNugget sauces.
You're going to get a lot about the Szechuan sauce, but if you go past that, there should be a McDonald's thing that shows the list of it.
What?
The Big Mac sauce.
What? Pure honey, tangy barbecue, sweet and sour, honey mustard, hot mustard, spicy
Where's
buffalo, sweet chili. This is in the wiki. They can't all be current, though, right?
The current ones looks like for dipping sauce, they have the Big Mac signature sauce. They have a spicy buffalo, creamy ranch sauce, habanero ranch. They have a honey mustard and a honey, and a sweet and sour and a tangy barbecue.
Look, if we go in there and try to get that, they're going to be like, get out. Get out!
What are you doing?
What are you doing with all this?
And then at the end, we put them all together.
What? And make the meta sauce?
Yes, all of them together.
Okay.
So this Thursday, join us for our dipping sauce spectacular.
Well, I just hate the idea of ruining sweet and sour by putting anything else in it, because I love the sweet and sour.
Yeah, but we can give it a try. So we need to start collecting those today.
Okay. I just need to go in and just be like, look.
This is what we're doing.
I'm going to order a 20-piece right now, okay? Okay.
I need 20 sauces.
But I need one of each sauce. You can charge me whatever you want. But
I think that's what you're going to have to do.
I need all the sauces.
And sometimes this happens. This is a go-in thing, not through the drive-thru.
This is not the drive-thru.
Drive-thru, we don't want to do that.
You can't trust the drive-thru people with an order like this.
They're like, here, you asked for sauce, here's some ketchup.
They're going to bring the manager to the window. He's going to start yelling at me. You know what that's about, don't you, Nikki?
Okay. I do know what that's about.
All right.
It's hard when you bring that up again. So Thursday for our anniversary show, we're going to be trying, if we can get a hold of all of them, I think we should do all the dipping sauces.
Hey, if you work near at a McDonald's near the studio, could you call us?
The one time I went through, someone tweeted at me because they recognized my voice through the call box. So I know that some of you guys work there. So give us a call or a text and we're coming over.
A tip will come to yours. You can help us out with some sauces.
And then that way you just pass us the bag full of sauces through the window.
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
Lunch is getting more and more busy as the show goes on.
We got a lot today.
Well, we've got business to conduct. First off, we have to go to McDonald's and try to get every sauce they have.
Because we're going to be taste testing the Szechuan sauce with some nuggets on our anniversary show on Thursday night.
I'm just getting more excited because now our anniversary show is cake
And
chicken
nuggets.
McNuggets, dude.
I don't know why we never done that before.
Well, I'm glad we haven't because it gives us an excuse to do it Thursday night.
There's going to be the biggest food hangover on Friday morning when we wake up.
Oh, dude. Okay. Now, that being said, Nikki, that's not the only item that we're going to have to take care of at lunch today. Today's National Pancake Day.
Well, what do we do with that?
Well, according to IHOP, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for National Pancake Day, you get one free short stack of buttermilk biscuit pancakes at a participating IHOP, which is almost all of them.
I feel like today's not the day, though, because it's not worth it. Pancakes aren't the most expensive thing in the world.
True.
And the effort of going and eating lunch on the day that it's going to be very crowded.
Well, Nikki, you're going to feel bad about what you just said because it's all for charity.
Well, okay, now it's... Darn it, Obi. I could rather just make a donation. I'm not waiting for it.
And you can.
Yeah, okay, good.
You could stop in and just give money or, give online if you'd like. I just mean,
if it's going to take like 2 hours for a free short stack, I'm not going to.
Well, that's why you got to pick. The thing is, it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., so you got to go in there at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
True, 8, and non-big pancake time.
And I don't know about you guys, maybe not everybody's like this, but for me, a pancake is better than a sleeping pill. Because that's what's going to happen. I eat pancakes, and it's like, all right.
Going to bed.
I'll see you guys later. I have to take I go into what I call a pancake coma.
But I've never tried a nighttime pancake. It's only during morning time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean...
So maybe it doesn't work quite the same overnight, but it's more like a napping pill.
Well, we should.
Which, if you're taking those, something's wrong.
Well, you got a pancake.
So you're here, let me take my medicine.
I'll tell you...
People are going to be like, what is wrong with you?
What are you doing?
Like, what are you talking about? Don't you take this to go to sleep every night?
How do you go to bed? What do you do? What's your nighttime routine? I have a couple of chocolate chip pancakes.
And I go to bed.
Real maple syrup and butter with a large glass of milk.
And then I wash my face, and then we go to bed. That's my nighttime routine.
And then I go to bed. Seems reasonable. I read for 5 minutes, and then I'm just out. Totally gone. So, National Pancake Day. If you do go, they're saying, hey, we're not going to charge you, but they want you to make a donation. And donations go to Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, Shriners Hospitals for Children, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
That's very honorable of them to do that.
Yes. I also saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, hey, make your donation and also remember to tip your server.
Sure.
Because even if the pancakes are free...
Their work is not with that.
And again, it's not all you can eat free pancakes. You get a free short stack.
That's it. And I hate syrup, but I do love IHOP's pecan syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that.
It is good.
That, again, I don't know if it's worth it today. I don't like crowds or when it takes too long.
He's like... I'm calling. Can you have my pancakes ready?
Can I pick them up?
Almost there.
Or I'll eat them in the corner, like in the front, just so I don't have to deal with everything else.
Just get me in and out.
Oh. Well, now that sounds out.
I'd actually love some in and outs. Let's do that.
Wait, I don't want Pancake Day. I forget that. I take that.
I'll drop $10 over at the IHOP, then I'm going to in and out.
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. RadioU.
Okay, Nikki. So yesterday during the show, I was saying how I'm trying really hard to not buy any new video games, but instead just play through, the thousands that I have at home because I just am like, buy a digital copy, never play it, never see it, it never existed.
These are ones you've not yet played. It's not like you just haven't played it in a while. These are new ones to you?
Yeah, like new-ish. I mean, typically when I buy something, I do play it, and I'll play it for a little while and then move on to the next thing.
Unless you bought a bunch on like a Steam sale.
Well, which is where... basically almost all of this stuff has come from. And so I've been saying no to buying Monster Hunter. And boy, when I said that yesterday on the show, pile on, man. Everybody just got in. And then
you don't agree with him on his choice of not playing this game yet.
People were like, you need to play this. So DJ texted me yesterday, and he says, Monster Hunter, I just hit 6 days played. And I was like, yeah, okay. Then he went onto his Xbox and sent me a photo as of yesterday. And it's been out for a month. He's played 8 days, 13 hours, 53 minutes. Now, you're
like, oh, he's played sometime for days, but you mean like 8 consecutive days of time?
Right. That's the game clock.
That's his clock
now,
so far?
I asked him if he had paused it and walked away, and he didn't respond.
Because he's still playing.
I don't know if it's one of those things, because I've got games that will say I have 300 hours in it, and it's because one time I paused it and I left it on for 3 days or something like that. So it's not always accurate, because game clocks a lot of times will count if you had it paused. But 8 days, Nikki, 13 hours. Now I look at that, and a lot of people would say dude, that makes a game like that a really great value, because look at how much time I've played it. I actually don't see it that way. When I see game clocks like that, somebody's played for 8 days, I go, oh, no.
That's a warning to him.
I become afraid.
Because you don't want to be stuck 8 days from now still playing the game.
Yeah. It was kind of back in the day when people were like, dude, you should play World of Warcraft. And they would start talking about it. And I'd be like, you know what? If you had stopped at you should play it, I might have. But the stories that followed made me not want to.
They make him very nervous.
You're like, bro, I was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next thing I look up and it had been 2 days. I hadn't had anything to eat or drink, gone to the bathroom. I don't know what happened. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Get them out. Security.
Warning signs.
Get these people out of here.
Well,
I don't know.
It was DJ, right?
DJ. Yeah, he scares me a little bit.
Congratulations on that. I mean, you're playing it, but...
Man, he sealed the deal, Nikki.
Obi needs... Well, don't go from that. Everybody else has said Monster Hunter's really good.
I know, and I'm not getting them. Stand strong. You know what's going to happen? It'll go on sale at some point.
Then you'll be like, why didn't I play this?
Why didn't I do this?
This is the best game ever. Now I'm so late on this. No one else wants to play.
I'll come on here and be like, hey, it's the Riot. I'm kind of late to the party, but...
And this is a cycle we go through all the time.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm still waiting for a sale. And I'm not buying anything until the end of March.
Good. Way to go.
All the way to the end of March.
Way to go.
Hey, that's going to be 2 months of not buying.
True. Really teaching the industry something there.
Hey, you know, Nikki, you got to start small.
True.
Okay?
Baby steps.
You got to go 8 days without buying a game.
Not 8 days with playing the game and not putting it down.
Whatever.
The worst of the Riot has no expiration date. It's born spoiled. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, have you said to yourself, like I have time and time again, I just can't find enough streaming sports. If only someone would launch a streaming sports network, and then I could finally see the streaming sports that I need to stream on my sports.
Out of all streaming networks, it doesn't seem like there's enough sports.
I know.
So we do need more.
We do need more, and I've got some absolutely great news for you.
There's more coming.
Name your favorite network.
For sports, usually Fox Sports.
No. Name your favorite network.
I don't like any of them, but if I had to, I don't know. I guess still Fox.
All right. You know what? No. CBS is your favorite, Nikki. You love CBS.
Wink, wink.
It's your favorite.
I love acronym shows and things that are seemingly designed for older people.
Go ahead and tell everybody. You're a CBS All Access member.
I am not.
You love it?
I got free CBS All Access, and I didn't even sign up for it.
She wouldn't even take the free stuff.
I wouldn't even die. Okay, it was that bad.
Well, I want you to know, CBS Sports HQ, it's a new, I'm going to give you the quote, sports-focused streaming network meant to be complementary to CBS Sports and the CBS Sports Network. And it says that it's free.
Yeah,
so
but
that's something.
Do you have to have the other ones to get it? So, is that streaming through CBS All Access, or is that just online?
It says that it's free.
Is anything free?
I know. That's the thing I'm wondering. I'm like,
it's a trap.
So they say that it's them trying to get out in front of ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Which is ESPN's standalone streaming service. Yes. With all the good stuff on it. No. No, you'll never get that.
No offense to ESPN, but that is not what it used to be, and that's falling, so.
Yeah, I'm looking here. It says it's free.
All right, well, try it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, then what?
I'm not doing. Well, I want This is for the sports ball people.
I don't watch a lot of sports.
You love sports.
I like the bigger ones, and if there's a party, I'll pretend to like all of them. But you're right. I guess I do need to practice every so often.
And this is going to be your chance for free streaming something.
So what is it again?
CBS
HQ? Headquarters?
Yeah, that's it.
Extreme?
That's what it is. It's CBS HQ because you needed more letters.
More letters to realize that.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, when I Google that, the headquarters of CBS is in New York, so I'll have to scroll down.
I'm sorry, it's CBS Sports HQ.
Sports HQ. There you go. Free live stream and news. All right.
I mean, in fairness, like maybe that'll be where you can watch a bunch of March Madness because don't they stream a bunch of their stuff for free? So there you go. It's all in the HQ.
It looks actually pretty good.
Man, it makes me want to buy a CBS shirt and sign up for All Access.
Does it?
I'm so excited.
I think if you sign up for All Access, they should give you a shirt.
You think? No, they're not going to do that, Nikki.
Or like a basic white tee with some sort of CBS logo on it.
That eye thing, and maybe it'll say like NCIS on it or something. Which you can make all the fun you want, but I'll tell you what.
It's like the number one show.
Sydney,
still.
The host of the IRS, she watches it like crazy.
Isn't she trying to catch up, like to do all the episodes?
No, I think she already did.
She already did catch up?
She watched like 12 seasons in like 2 months.
Why is she watching that show?
Because she does. She's way into it. Ask her about it.
That's weird.
Watch her face light up.
Because she's so excited about it.
She's got a hat.
She's got a what?
She's got a hat.
An NCIS hat?
Yeah.
For
Haven't
the
you
show?
seen her wear it?
No.
She totally has one.
Officially licensed?
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't pay that close attention to the logo, but like,
where'd you get it at?
The store,
the CBS store.
Like, she bought it online. I think she got it for her birthday.
Can't we just get her another show and get her on that? I feel like we shouldn't just let that be okay.
You know what? I just let it go.
What is she gonna watch when she's old? Like when she's a grandma and it's like, I'm catching up on NCIS. You know, like that's where we're supposed to save those shows.
Then it'll be time for the gritty NCIS reboot.
The reboot.
So she should be fine.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Okay, like I got a recurrence.
I don't know why the cough has come back.
I think it's been the temperatures up and down. Like yesterday, I thought I was doing fine. I went running yesterday afternoon, and what was it, like 55 degrees or something? Dude, I coughed all night. Just when I got done running, it was just...
Sometimes I find like you would think when it's super, super cold, you'd start coughing the most, but it's not. It seems like there's an allergy temperature thing.
Something.
When things start to, or like it's been wet and things are really setting off some stuff.
I'm sure somebody somewhere could give us a very intelligent,
a doctor,
succinct explanation for what the problem is, but...
It was too much?
Man, yeah. But, you know, it's good to be back out running again. Like, I like that, mostly. You know what? The thing is that you always like running when you first go back to it because you're like, I feel great. And then pretty soon you're like, this is the worst chore and I hate everything.
Why am I doing this?
It's the worst. Oh. So I'm going to try to change it up by running at different times in different places.
That's a good idea.
So this is great. I figure, you know, I get up in the morning and exercise and then exercise in the afternoon and still fat. So it's working great.
Well, you're trying to, you know, fight SAD.
That's
a seasonal thing.
It's literally all about that.
Yeah,
that's
so
all I'm trying to do.
Will help that, and maybe
it does help.
Maybe something else will work with it.
Something else will shake out. Eventually, the sun will come out in mid to late April.
Maybe.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Tomorrow. I don't know any other lyrics to that song. Oh,
There'll
wait.
be...
Come what may?
No,
that's another. Is that? Wait, what is that?
That's Moulin Rouge. I will love you till my dying day.
Wrong one. Close enough. Annie Moulin Rouge.
Oh my gosh. I just want you to know, it's the first time in show history that you've admitted any kind of knowledge of Moulin Rouge.
I've seen it. I'm fine with that.
It came rushing out.
Oh my goodness. In my head, I heard that. Like,
are you all right? Okay. It's time to. Are you at home listening to the Greatest Showman soundtrack, Nikki?
No, but
are you? Do you have a top hat in your closet right now?
I've not seen it, but I keep seeing people going to see the Greatest Showman.
It's been in theaters for 3 months or 2 months. I guess
people say it's much better than kind of initial reported. But I saw Jumanji instead of it. I thought that was funny.
Jumanji was good too.
I saw that over the weekend.
Jumanji and The Greatest Showman have been in the theater for 2 months. That's what you call a long tail. Like, people keep going to see them.
Here's a side note. So I went and saw Jumanji finally on Saturday night. It was a later showing, and when I was ordering the tickets, there's quite a lot of seats left, but it was a small theater. So I go get popcorn, and at this movie theater we're at, see if you notice, they're trying this whole Starbucks approach where they have to talk to you while they're getting your food and asking you. It's so annoying.
You're right. Okay,
they're like, so what are you seeing? And they want to talk to you to kind of like build a relationship up.
It is so funny that you say that, because I actually thought that,
what are you guys doing?
I don't get like popcorn very often, but I will say, I like something that is working with Movie Pass is over the last probably month of seeing movies, I have gotten popcorn twice.
Yeah. And that's where the money is.
But
they'll start asking you about that. And I was he's like, what are you going to see? And I said, I'm seeing Jumanji. He's like, oh, yeah, that's our lowest movie right now. And I was like, yeah, because it's been out since...
It's been 2 months.
Forever. And then I go in and the whole theater's completely packed. I wanted to go back out and tell the guy, it's like, what do you mean?
You don't know.
You don't even know and you work here.
You don't know.
Well,
the thing I thought was interesting is Star Wars came out, I guess it was out a week before Jumanji was.
Sure.
But looking at movie listings last Friday, Star Wars is out. It's not playing anywhere. But Jumanji and The Greatest Showman, which
still are.
Yeah, they're still out there playing.
They're still trucking away.
So even though technically Star Wars made more money in a really short period of time, they were in, out. Jumanji's in, sticking it. Still there.
For The Greatest Showman, that was the other oldest one. And
they both came out on Christmas Day, I think.
Those were the two ones that I was like, we'll just pick one of the two.
Mm-hmm. So I haven't been to a movie in, it's been 9 days. I'm starting to.
Oh my gosh, what
my
are
hand's
you
starting
doing?
to shake.
Easy there. You go look on the Showtime. See what you can make happen.
I need to find a movie to go see. I got to get on this.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
While you were sleeping, Coca-Cola was hard at work. You know what they were doing? Making new Coke flavors.
What do we get?
Georgia peach and California raspberry.
Okay, so we did a Riot food fight with the new Diet Coke flavors.
We did. Now, these are not Diet Coke.
No, but it was the cherry one and the orange one and the...
There was blood orange.
And wasn't there a
sassy
lime?
cherry or feisty cherry? No, that's what it was called, right?
I know, but never will there come out a soda that's called sassy.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Or feisty? What is it called?
Fiesta?
Fiesta?
No, it was feisty. Dang
All
it.
right, now we have to find
Diet
out.
Coke flavors.
Feisty cherry.
Feisty cherry.
Hey,
twisted,
feisty and sassy, that's close.
Different. Twisted mango, ginger lime, and the zesty blood orange. We did not like those.
No, we did not.
So now what's Coke doing? Just regular flavors for these?
Georgia peach and California raspberry. They say they're locally inspired and arguably craft sodas. They come in 12-ounce bottles. So it may not necessarily be where you go get your 2-liter, you have to go over to where they have the bottled soda. And it's kind of they call it craft soda, but those independently bottled distributor, whatever stuff.
Now, I'm curious if this is anywhere the leftovers of, remember in Japan, Coca-Cola came out with their peach flavor?
I do kind of remember that. That was Tokyo peach, though. This is different.
Are you sure?
Are they
just slapping on a new layer?
Absolutely.
It took from then to now to get the Coke vats of peach flavor over here, and now we're just releasing it under the Georgia name.
Here's what I think this is. I think this is a response to their Coke Freestyle machine, because one of the things they talked about a couple of years ago is that the Coke Freestyle machine has been where they've been gathering data on what are the most popular flavors and what are people the most likely to drink when they go and get a soda. And so I would guess, now they don't say this, I'm just speculating, that they have taken a look at what people are the most likely to drink in Coke in a freestyle machine. I'll bet these are their 2 top flavors.
Now, according to this article, it's also to compete with craft sodas, because now you can get all the fun flavors anywhere you want, and flavored waters, which Diet Coke, the feisty cherry and all those flavors, those were to combat flavored waters, not necessarily sodas. Because they still want you to drink soda with a fruit flavored thing.
tell you what, does anybody just miss soda so bad? You just
I was going to say, just come back and have one, but it's not going to be this. You don't want to come back and have this.
I'm not coming back for that, so forget it.
I want to try the Georgia peach one, though.
Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah,
well, we can still try these on the show. Like, we just need to
be good.
Snag them. So let's see, nuggets and cake. And
are they out now?
I don't know. Are they? I think they are.
We'll take a look. We'll find it.
You know, that's an important question that I should have been ready to answer.
It's okay.
But I'm not.
If you happen to see the Georgia peach or the raspberry, California raspberry, Coke flavors, let us know.
You know what, Nikki, I do have to go on a little recon mission today. I could just add this to the list, but of course we all know that if I go to our local stores, they never have
You're going to just not even have any clue what you're asking for.
Hey, you guys got that peach Coke? Like, get out of here, you bum! So, I mean, that's just a simulated possible outcome. We'll see.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I want you to work with me on evaluating a statement that was made to me yesterday.
What's the statement?
In fact, well, you know what? I want to pull it up and make sure that I'm directly quoting. I don't want to give you like just a piece of it. I mean, I wouldn't say it was made directly to me. I was listening to someone and they said the following. Am I a long hair or a short hair person? I have to decide who I am.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of works.
As a girl, do you identify with and or understand that statement?
I can, yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. So your hair tells a story about who you are?
No, but like your style and, like what you're trying to present to people.
But, Nikki, I've watched you change your hair multiple times across the years.
Not length, though. I usually tend to keep it long.
But you know what that means?
That's different to me than changing hair color.
That means that you're a long hair person.
I am.
And
I
you
could
have
never
decided
have short hair.
who you are.
I could never have short hair.
You've
Even
decided.
though I would love to. And it's like, we said sassy. It's fun and it's short and it's, a little bit more freeing. But I just don't think I can pull it off.
Nikki, with shorter hair, you can get a lot of movement.
I know, yeah. And it pulls me down.
You know how you're always tossing your head? I mean, you get like your hair could move
sure
a lot more. And you wouldn't have to constantly be hurting your neck because Nikki flips her hair a lot, but it requires a lot of effort for that long hair flip.
No, I just never felt like I could pull off a short hairstyle, even though I think it always looks great. It's just not for me.
Because you know who you are.
Because I know what works for me, what it is.
Yeah.
So I can understand that statement.
I mean, I think I've told you guys this before, but if you don't know, I was raised in a beauty shop. And
Your mom's a hairdresser.
My mom is a hairdresser and a cosmetologist. Licensed cosmetologist.
Because there's plenty who's not.
Because you have to display that on the wall when they come in because they'll inspect you. So I have spent my whole life being around women and listening to them talk about their hair. But when I heard that statement yesterday, I was like, oh, it's been a while, but yes. Mm-hmm,
that does work.
That.
Which is why a lot of times when you break up and you're like, that's it, I'm changing.
I'm cutting my hair.
You cut your hair off. You make a drastic change.
Yeah, if you guys are not familiar with a long-standing item in the show's history, my friend Wes has something called Wes's theory of hair. He says to always be, well, he says a couple things. He says never date a girl with short hair, which, again,
that
made some people angry.
Hair.
But that was, he usually says, he's like, anytime you see a woman that has had a haircut, stay away from her because she's trying to reassert her authority over her life. And that's what the haircut signifies. So you don't want to be near a recent haircut. So, I mean, maybe we could make an okay of like, hey, if they've had short hair for a long time, it's
then you're
fine,
totally fine.
But the recent change, be afraid of. And he says that it's okay to date them after their hair has grown back out.
Oh, gosh.
Because that's how long it takes for them
to be
at peace with
breakup.
whatever's going on. Doesn't have to just be a breakup. Could be something else. Now, I really appreciate, I had tweeted this last night, and I appreciate what Madison said. She said, and this puts it in a world like that I understand. She said, am I a Spider-Man t-shirt person or a Star Trek shirt person? I have to decide who I am. And I was like, Yes.
Long hair or short hair, you got to decide.
I get that. I identify with the struggle of which franchise do I want to place on my body today.
So maybe you just didn't understand how it was presented. You needed a little bit more.
The thing is, I understand it perfectly. I was just wondering, how much you identified with that. Because to me, I'm just like, yes, you sound like a woman at a beauty shop.
I made long hair.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
I don't know if you guys heard about the big thing that Icky and I have got going this summer, the Emotional Support Tour with our band, Emotional Support Squirrel.
Dude, we haven't talked about it forever.
Oh, it's been like 2 weeks, but that's just because we've been practicing so much. We haven't had time to,
How did that even come about for the Emotional Support Squirrel?
Yeah, that's our band.
That's a band because of a news story. Was it someone who tried to take a squirrel on a plane?
You know what?
I don't remember.
Don't make it a thing. It's because
not a thing, but I feel like it needs some context.
If you want to know the truth, I don't even remember where we got Emotional Support Squirrel. But we have one.
That's the name of the band. If we choose to travel,
Emotional Support Squirrel. And this is our song.
Yes.
So,
and what the song was supposed to be called?
You Deserve Supported. And I mean, we have a lot of songs that's just
a whole big set list.
And the thing is, we don't always have
covers,
a title.
But mostly covers.
It's mostly original stuff.
Covers. Original covers.
So, anyway, there's that. And you guys know that we had Emotional Support Peacock that was going to open for us. But here's the amazing thing is that we've actually added someone to the lineup that we're proud to announce, up until now.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about it. But I don't know if you guys know who Chrissy Teigen is. But she's got a band, too. It's called Emotional Support Casserole.
I saw on Twitter,
and
she was trying to get a big casserole onto a plane and wanted to know if it was, if you're allowed to bring food like that onto a plane.
Mm-hmm. So that's where we're just really excited about,
Can you imagine bringing a casserole on a plane? What are you supposed to do with it? Are you going to eat it during the whole flight? Or
eat it.
Are you taking it somewhere?
Eat it. And that's the great thing with Emotional Support Casserole being on board for this tour. Not only does that give us now, we're 3 bands deep on this thing.
It's a big tour.
Also, you're going to be able to...
We're almost to festival amount, by the way.
Touring festival. This is Winter Jam kind of stuff. $15 to get in, and then, 5 minutes of commercials between each band, but whatever. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Maybe 10 minutes.
For the casserole, I guess I don't like to be the person who brings on all the food to the plane. When no one else gets anything good.
Oh, no, I think that's great. I love when somebody gets a food, maybe a really strong, Thai or Chinese food or something, and then they bring it on board, and then they open it up, and the flight smells that way for the entire flight.
The whole flight. It never goes away.
And it's always a really long one, so it's 5 hours of...
I was guilty once. I did bring In-N-Out on a plane, and then, of course, everybody around you's like, oh, that's so nice, as they open up their pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all everybody else gets.
How were those fries?
Good?
I couldn't smell them at all.
It doesn't smell delicious at all.
Good thing I brought my Emotional Support Casserole.
But for her, she was tweeting a lot, just not knowing the rules of what can you and can you not bring casserole-wise on the plane.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now that Emotional Support Casserole is going to be the new hotness because not only are they going to open, but you'll be able to go back to their merch table and get a piece of the Emotional Support Casserole.
Annie, good call on that. So Annie just texted, said the Emotional Support Squirrel was from the guy in the condo complex whose squirrel attacked a dog, and they both got evicted.
And she's right.
Because the complex said you can't have a squirrel. He said it was
his Emotional Support Squirrel.
Thank you, Annie. Thanks for remembering that.
It's just part of the lore. That's what I appreciate. Annie is our lore master.
Thanks for remembering.
Lore master of the emotional support animals. She's coming on tour, too. Yeah. She's going to be there to tell the story.
She's the manager.
Hey, guys, between bands, Annie's going to be telling the story of the animals.
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. RadioU.
Does anybody want a printer? Because I've got one I'm just ready to throw out into the street.
He's about ready to just chuck it.
Swing by and pick it up.
In fact, don't stop your car. We're throwing it out. So maybe open up your back door and just let it go in.
You know why? Because I don't care about the environment or printers.
Maybe the printer is sensing your bad attitude and your bad vibes, and it doesn't want to work.
I didn't have a bad attitude towards the printer until it didn't work.
Because you've had it before.
Because it freaking never works.
And it can sense it even from from in the other room.
We've got like 400 printers in this building. The ones that are hooked up kind of work sometimes.
No, it's
the only printer I can count on is the one printer that's in the corner upstairs. That's it. There's a wall of printers, but only one of them usually works.
But it's bad because like one printer you can scan from. The other printer does color printing. The other printer doesn't want to work. Or this printer for the thing that you have to fax every once in a while because the thing you're faxing to won't accept email.
Well, I'll tell you right now that the downstairs printer, we should start referring to it as the statue of a printer.
It's off the list.
It's an art exhibition. It doesn't actually print. That's not something it can be troubled to do.
Going into it with a nicer...
I did have a good attitude when I started.
Attitude, and maybe it'll work.
I mean, I clicked print. What more does it want?
More than that.
Wait. So
have you ever taken it out?
Maybe,
have you ever talked to it?
Maybe we should take it an emotional support casserole.
Have you brought it some candy from the break room?
Do you think that's it? I mean, there's in that room over there's a bunch of breath mints that sit next to it.
Maybe it's just wanting someone to talk to it.
Just needs somebody to talk to. It keeps popping a mint, and it's like, hey, oh,
you're not staying. Oh, you're just here to grab something. It feels used.
It is used. But
and
it's
that
not.
Right there is why it's not working
it's not
for you
used
ever.
Because I have learned that it can't be trusted.
It's actually just its ploy to not have to work. You're so mad at it. You're like, I'm never printing again.
I don't even. Why even bother? Why even bother working with you? It's fine.
Just take a deep breath and move on from it.
You guys want to know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. Have you ever listened to the RadioU Throwback channel? It's hosted by me. It's time for me to record my voice again for the Throwback channel.
Gotta do your part.
And I like to, heaven forbid, have a piece of paper that I can make notes on for my VO session. That's what I like. Yes, I could look at it on my phone. I could look at it on my laptop.
Here it is. Do you hear this?
I want a piece of paper to write on there so I remember the song I'm going into and what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm glad you think you can just waste our trees like that.
That's it right there.
I'm glad you can do that.
Listen to him. He's so entitled.
We got screens for days in here. You can't just pull it up on the screen.
No. I want a piece of paper. And you know what? I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to pull a piece of paper out of the bottom of the printer and write my notes.
Well, now
and
you taught all of us.
I'm going to throw the printer into the street with hopes that someone runs over it again and again and again.
They try to drive around it. You're like, no,
run it over.
I want it dead.
Then back over it and go back over it again.
Well, it's an intense day today, guys.
Hey, that printer has it coming.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? Radio U.
Let's see here, Nikki. You want to talk
about... What do you have?
Well, I got a couple of options here for you. We can talk about the MateBook X.
Okay.
Or do they call it the MateBook 10? I don't know. They do.
It's probably 10.
And I'm not even messing around.
What else is there?
I'm serious. I don't really know. We got the naked guy on the freeway.
I kind of want to talk about him since I just watched the video, but what's your last one?
If you want to know the truth,
is that it?
Well, the other thing I had was another food thing, and it's like,
no, let's talk about the ATV guy.
Okay, here's the deal. Over the weekend, naked guy on an ATV. That's an all-terrain vehicle. It's a four-wheeler.
It was a yellow one.
He led police on a wrong-way highway chase in Kansas City for an hour.
On an ATV.
Naked guy on an ATV. That sounds very uncomfortable.
With the video that we watched, it seemed like, he was going so fast, but then there were so many police officers chasing him that he might have looked faster because everyone else had to go really slow.
That is true. Speed is always relative.
Who knows what speed he was actually clocking with that? But he was naked, and I didn't find the end result. Was he on something?
They got him, and I think they it's one of those things where we believe drugs may have been a factor. Which
Normally, when someone's naked and they're doing something, yes, that's that.
Yeah. A lot of times when people are naked on drugs, they usually end up taking their clothes off because they're feel
hot.
very hot.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of them being they're excited to be naked. They haven't even registered the fact that they're naked. Their body's just overheating. If you don't have a fan, but you have an ATV.
And you have the outdoors.
You know, you get naked on the ATV.
And you're just confused and you're going the wrong way on the freeway.
You're just trying to cool off, really.
He looked happy. When you watch the video, you're like, he looks happy.
He's having a lot of fun right now.
He has no idea what's really going on.
Not connecting the dots.
So at one moment, you're like, oh, that's very freeing. And then the other moment, you're like, well, he could kill himself and a lot of other people.
Yeah. You know what it makes me want to do? It makes me want to go get a four-wheeler. Have you ever had one?
No, but keep your clothes on. But
well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be naked four-wheeling, but like, man, my dad had one. He lived on a big piece of land for a while, and I went down and rode that a couple times. That we did the last time, well, not last time. It's actually been a year or two ago, but one of the times I visited family in Oregon, they live out on the coast.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that people do there is they'll rent ATVs and run the sand dunes.
On the beach, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
We're not anywhere near where you're supposed to just be having ATVs out.
I know.
So I don't know why we would get one.
My yard is like 10 feet by 10 feet. So like I could pull my ATV into it.
And then that's it. You just scream for a second because then you're at the end of your property line.
Done.
Like, that was fun.
Man, it was good, though, right?
Can you be on an ATV on a street, though?
I think you'd have to get a license. Basically, any motor vehicle you put on a street, you've got to register
I didn't know, because I know it has to get up to certain speeds for certain roads, so I just wasn't sure.
Oh, that would be fun. We should get an ATV. We should get a couple of them.
That. I want a moped. I don't want a motorcycle. But I want a moped. I feel like it's safer. I've been on a moped a lot, but it's not fast enough for the roads around here.
Yeah.
But a motorcycle makes me feel scared, and an ATV, you're more comfortable with it.
Yeah, the studios are located on roads where some of them get to, like, it's a 45 out here, it's a 55 out there. Like, you couldn't.
The problem is it's a 55, it's dark, and all the trucks around me when I go to work think it's a 75, and how dare I go 55?
Well, if you drive a truck, Nikki, you do what you want.
That's right. They're not there for the rules, so I'm afraid I would just get flattened one day.
What do truck drivers and naked ATV guys have in common? They do what they want.
They don't care about the rules.
Yeah. What about one of those e-cars, you know, the
small ones?
The little Econo, whatever. They go like 10 miles an hour and two-seater. No.
I want a car that makes me look smaller. So I'm afraid in those cars, you don't look small. I want something to be like really...
What if we got one of those cars where it's like a three-wheeler car?
What do you mean?
Two wheels up front and then one in the back?
A trike?
Yeah, but haven't you seen them? Like they're convertibles?
Trikes?
No, it's not.
Oh,
no,
like those things?
Yeah.
No, that always looks like you're having a crisis. Like it does. It's always an older man.
It's a midlife crisis car?
Kind of.
What if you just want to have a good time? That's not the problem.
Because you're having a crisis.
Right. So what? Like the only time...
I like my Jeep.
When you have...
I think I found the right car for me.
Okay, all right, it's fine.
It ticks all the boxes, and it's fine.
Okay. But, I mean, like, you're not naked Jeeping.
No one's doing that.
Well, that's because you can't get enough breeze on that thing.
That's true. Even with I have a big sunroof. I have a big sunroof.
It's not enough.
But let's see what we learned. If you're going ATVing, keep your clothes on. Stay on the right side of the road. Mm-hmm. Don't be on the road, maybe, if the ATV is not supposed to be on that.
These are good lessons, but I actually think if we were trying to learn something, I really feel like the lesson is actually 2 steps before we got to that.
Don't do drugs?
I think it's that.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is like a dare message.
Even if it's prescription. We all know that can cause problems, too.
Even if it's prescription, make sure you follow
and make sure it's your prescription, because I know some people who are like,
right.
it was prescribed, just not for you.
We're learning a lot. Like, don't say that you can't learn something.
We've taught you something, and next time you're like, is this my pill? You'd be like, no, the RIOT said no.
The RIOT said not to do that.
Unless it's an antibiotic.
And prescribed for you.
Prescribed for you.
Oh, no, sick. You threw that in there because sometimes your mom will give you antibiotics, so you just...
She doesn't. I'm not going to the doctor. And we're done.
It's not like me where I'm on a first-name basis with all the healthcare staff.
Whatever it takes to not go. Oh,
see,
there it is.
And there it is.
There it is.
We don't know why he keeps going, but it's fine.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Basically what I'm saying is I'm an idiot.